Well done, team. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good work. Yes, good side step. Excellent. Working forward. Well done. Well done, team. Good. For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes. But Mahi never stops. Thanks, mate. Okay, team, come on in. Let's go. Let's huddle up. Bring it in, guys. Nominate your homegrown hero today. 1, 2, 3, 3.
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
It starts with touch.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.
Morena koutou katoa, te whānau, whānui, and welcome back to Day 4, which is unfortunately our last day of the 2023 Bunnings Warehouse National Touch Championships, held down here in Ongley Park in Palmerston North. It's been an incredible week. It's always the day that we look forward to with regards to the big games, the finals, but unfortunately it's always the saddest day too, because it means it's nearly over. In the commentary box you can see I have with me, I guess I should say it's my name. I don't think I've actually introduced myself this whole week, Rod. You're here with Maya Williams, and I've got Rod Walker in the box with me. Morning, Rod.
Morning, Maya. Yes, looking forward to this one. Obviously, it's the crossovers from the pools here in the semi-finals with both Nelson and Manawatu here. Looking forward to an expansive game. As we see the team sheets, and I think you mentioned it before, with Nelson, it's the Andersons you need to keep an eye on, and the shares you can see on the sheet there. There's plenty of Andersons here, so they dominate the middle of the park. And on the Manawatu side, we can look forward to, I guess, the elder statesman of the group, Gary Riley Gaz, and keep an eye out for a young talent, number 7, Yanni Simeon Governor, a very good young player coming through the system, and obviously grounding that will be Ty Rolls Paiwai. Looking forward to an awesome game here.
You would have seen one of our handsome cameramen in the background there, and I just want to take this time on the last day to give a big shout out to our camera crew team and staff. We've got on the cameras Chris, Tim, Caleb, Brian. Lads, thank you for the best pictures we could get here in the commentary box. We've got our producer Sam, and the boss, and the one who puts it all together and makes it so easy, Chucky. So just to our sports team, thank you so much as we kick off into our first semi-final here in the Mixed Open. You talked about it, Pete. We've got Nelson, who are the top of Pool A. We've got Manawatu, who are the second of Pool B, as we just have a wraparound play, putting the Nelson defence under a bit of pressure. See here, Simeon Governor has the ball in his hands now. Late cut, goes around the back, right hand dive. Calvin Whittihana, our lead referee in this game, awards a touchdown. 1-0 straight away, Manawatu.
Yeah, absolutely. And we spoke about it in the build-up. This young boy, Yanni Simeon Governor, he's got an excellent set of feet on him, and if you hold off him, then he will dance and you will pay the price for it. So, a wonderful start for Manawatu.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise. I haven't been able to catch either of these teams play. I have been keeping up with the results, Rod, and Nelson being very dominant as they always are. Back here on the ball, talked about the Anderson brothers. It's just a simple little follow play in the middle, Rod.
Yeah, well, it's a simple game. It's a simple game that we make difficult, Mauri, I think, at times, and it doesn't need to be complicated. And as we just see, just a simple drag out, and they just quickly there, just looking for a little follow, and just a disconnection there between the three. So, both teams will be wanting to try and prevent this whole ping pong. So it's very important here that Nelson can get a stopper in and get back down the other end.
Love it when we start with a game like this. The first one for our live stream is Manawatu hot on attack again. Have a wraparound play. Looks like they're going to go back short side. Great defence here from Nelson.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gary Riley, he's been around for a long time. But one thing you do know with Gaz is if there's anything out of the box, he will go to it, and he'll play the non-conventional game. Whereas Nelson, what we expect out of them is just being strong through the field, rocking through the field, keeping the momentum on, and coming off the back of that.
Yep, if Nelson get their way on the transition, on their yards, they win this game. If Manawatu can somehow find a way to combat their strength, which is their yards, then that gives them their best chance to be able to compete. Good set of D, good set of yards, equal to it, both teams. Manawatu now their third set in the first half of this game, as we see Gary Riley always looking for those extra yards. The Manawatu players sweeping on into the middle of the field. Very strong girls I hear out of the Manawatu area, Rod. I've had a couple of people just talk to me about how impressed they are with the Manawatu female players. As we see here, Jacob looking for something. Great defence. Number 13 you'll see there from Nelson, Demi Sultan. She walks past the tent quite often with a bit of swag, and you can see why. Key player. Unfortunately, a mistake there from Nelson.
Governor on the ball, so it'll be interesting to see what both Governor and Timothy can put together here. I'm expecting a short play, and don't let Yanni run, or else he'll put it on you.
Simeon Governor, the Simeon part of that surname. Any whakapapa back to the counties? I refed with a ref Nick Simeon.
Not sure of the whakapapa there. Oh, and just the
ball down. What a hot start! As we see Caitlin award the third touchdown of this match. Not much on. Two lads from Manawatu just setting things up. 33 play. Had the sweeper again. Checked back to the dummy half. Beautiful dive. Nelson couldn't quite get it. 2-1 Manawatu. Hot start.
Yeah, well, it's been a pressured start from both sides. So, it's really just about trying to take control of this first quarter. We'll expect a little bit of a slowdown, I guess, in the second quarter. But just about now, it's just about control and going about your processes and not panicking too much as Rolls Paiwai stepping up and staying active in the line there. Long ball. Oh, good cover by the wing. Good cover by the wing there. Can she get it? Ooh.
Ball down first. Great work there from the winger. She had a lot of time there. I seen her just sitting there waiting for that ball, and I could almost see her mind ticking over. Once I catch this, I'll step inside the winger. As we see Anderson, I think it is, one of the many, throw a beautiful left to right. Steps inside the Manawatu winger, who had a good chase out. Unfortunately, couldn't quite keep up.
Yeah, the Bunnings replay there, and beautiful long ball. I truly thought that the Manawatu wing had control of it there, but as you said, she had a bit of time to receive that ball and just think about what she was going to do, and the step back was the right thing in the end.
You may not know this, or you may, but two of our referees here are husband and wife. As we see Calvin on the field now, and Sonia, who was in the perfect spot to award that last try. And no, that's not their daughter, the other referee, Caitlin. Although I'm sure she would have to be, as we see Nelson again, really, really solid with the yards. Working it back towards the middle. Patrick. Simon Anderson.
Yeah, he's having a significant thing on this game, Mauri, and it's obvious when he comes on just how much control he's having as we get to sweep in. I'm expecting him to crush back into that. Ooh, just a little bit slow on it, but I'm expecting them to try and punched the gate there a little bit. Nice lift on the Manawatu defender there.
Anderson with the ball. Cheeky little play. The thing that I really like, even with my coaching hat on with Simon Anderson, just his composure. I really love players who are just so good but really, really composed.
Well, all the best players have got time, Mauri. It doesn't matter what time, what part of the park they're on. All the good players have a lot of time, and that just comes from the fact that, you know, that they don't panic. You know, they trust in the systems and they trust in the people that are around them. And, you know, when you've got that understanding, it helps a lot with these teams. We just see a little bit of deception here from the Manawatu team.
See with the ball here, Simon Governor. Jacob now with the ball. Nice little intercept from the man we're talking about, Simon Anderson. Nelson, this is where they're lethal. They're just straight on attack. You've had no chance to get your 7 metres. Probably got away with one there. Get the fresh stubs on and they just continue that pace. Everyone, all the Nelson players just always in motion. As we see out here, Ben Anderson, I think it is. No, it's Jackson Taikato. Sproul, beautiful left to right. Out to the winger, number 11, Michelle Miller-Leaf.
Yeah, it's a good understanding there by the player, and, you know, and listening to the ref and following through on the ref's calls. Manawatu just lifting up just a little bit too early there, and you know, and the player, you know, well done listening there and just carrying on, and, you know, just trying to take that advantage while it was there.
Yep, Sproul being part of a lot of the text so far from Nelson, 3-2. Hey, look. Players don't like ping pong, but I love the ping pong. There could be a try every set for all I care. And while this isn't the final, Rod, there's still, obviously, with it being a semi-final, we need a result. There still can be a drop-off. Oh, just lifted maybe a little too high, the link defender. Luckily, the number 8 there, Ben Anderson, had his back. We've got an Anderson combo on here at the moment. Henry and Ben on this left side.
You can see them setting up for that passive play, just sitting in the back there. Rolls Power just sitting in the back, just held just a little bit too long, and that was the play. That was the play before. Good. Certainly a nice little out there. You know, slide by Manawatu in that case. Oh, we have a turnover.
Grace Liddy working there with Rolls Paiwai. Hill with the ball, faking it back inside, looking to go under. See here, Gary Riley and Hill on the ball. Rolls Paiwai off to Riley. Makes the defender miss. High pass. What do we have? Forward pass, it looks like.
Forward pass. Yeah, good receipt by Kylie Joe on the wing there, but unfortunately from Gary just a little bit forward. Nice setup. Rolls Paiwai, peripheral vision of Gaz, you know, very good. He saw that man coming, able to evade.
This is what we come to expect from Nelson. A lot more accurate set. Third touch well and truly into the halfway, the attacking halfway. Patrick Miller-Leaf, as you see, Simon Anderson on the ball, right to left. Forward pass, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say a forward pass there, and that's the one thing I think Manawatu can't afford to do is to go passive through the orange and just allow Nelson, to come through with such ease. So, maybe something that the coach will pick up and just put a little bit more urgency in through the orange zone. Really
good extra pass there as we see Nuku going through for that first touch. Now we're on the fourth, so head back to the middle. We see Jacob with the ball. Not square. Been pretty consistent with that call throughout the week, Rod, not being square.
Yeah, that's and it's been right across the park too, and the thing is on day 3, the good teams they learn from that really, really quickly and they cover that up. So, I'm sure that's the word that's going out from the coach's area.
As we see Anderson with the ball. Oh, did he sneak through?
No, I think there's a very good touch by the link there, the girl link.
Stringer couldn't quite get through. Great defence. Yeah, there's a bit of debate around the field and also in the commentary box around those types of calls, whether they need to be called. I always think if they're in the rules, they're there for a reason. Nice little late cuts. If he got to him, that would have been impressive there, the number 5, Jacob.
Yeah, good cover there by Stinger there, and like a very, very deep late cut on that one there. I'm not sure that I've seen a cut come that deep before, so if it was a little bit shallow, I think he may have had legs on him.
Hewitson, Tagamaival, very, very good cover. Look at this set here, Rod. Ooh, just in the ruck. Yeah, I like that call.
You like that call as opposed to the defender maybe owning that ruck in the initial instance?
There's a difference between a strong touch and getting your feet, legs, hips and stomach in that touch. So the defender's whole intention was to stop that attacking player from being able to roll the ball. Look, when we look at it at basic level, the rule in itself says minimum force is how we create a touch. Now, we all know that that isn't what happens, but there's a difference here. As we see, Gary Riley, Pete Mack on earlier date said there's not too many people that have a better under a low game than Gary Riley. Back to the middle.
Gary Riley tells us there's no one that's got a lower game than Gary Riley.
Great to see him still playing and at the open level. Rolls Paiwai off to Riley. A little Geordie play. Looking for the netball pass. Good work there from Connor Wilkins, I think that was. As we see Anderson just straight through. Oh, great little run down here. Couldn't quite get him. I thought number 11, Arif Ridzuin, was going to get to him. I hope I didn't butcher that name. But great work there from Ben Anderson.
Yeah, there's a reason Ben Anderson's tied up with the open mixed New Zealand scenario. Very, very quick and a great touch IQ. So just a little bit loose here from Manawatu there. That's, especially on that first touch there. Just needing to make that the first one just to slow things down a little bit. But if you hold off Ben, he'll punish you, and he'll do the same off a pick as well. So
good work from Ben, but equally pretty sloppy there from Manawatu. I'm sure they'll tidy that up, and that won't happen again. It's 4-2. Nelson lead. Manawatu. 7 minutes to go in this first half. Oh, I thought that looked too easy. Nice little step there. Henry. No, it wasn't Henry. Who was it? Simeon Governor, was that? 7 or the 5, actually. I think it was.
Hewitton Talamawal.
Yep. Nelson working it away. Nice open game, Rod. We're getting to the ends. The only time we're not going from end to end is when there's been an error in the roll ball. So really, really good work.
Well, we spoke about Manawatu not giving up the orange, and you can see this time here that now they're actually, they're moving up and actually applying a bit of pressure. As we see a little late passive, but the link there, the girl link, she was up for it. She saw that coming, lifted nice and high.
Paige Lush, great defence there, earned her team a penalty for a touch and pass. See Lush, Joe picked the ball up. Simeon Governor, good second hit. And this is a nice set of yards. Just want to keep progressing forward. Manati Moti. Now just slowing things down as we get back to the centre. We see rolls Paiwai. Murphy drops for Paiwai. Paiwai picks up, steps off his left, fakes. Probably just body was going the wrong direction to be able to get it all the way to the winger. A good little move there. Good finish on the end of that set. And here we have Nelson back on attack. 4-2.
What I like about Nelson, at the moment, just with the yardage, is there's no panic in it. They know what they're doing, and there's no need to rush. And that way, they, apart from that little, as I put the spooker on them, up till then they've been very, very clean and through their transition. I do apologise, Nelson.
Don't worry, I think they hear us. Ooh. Gary
Riley.
He won't like being touched like that one. Let's see if something happens here. I think the Nelson player was making up for the one beforehand. Penalty, it looks like. Is it? Oh no, we're still rolling the ball. Unsure what happened there with it. Penalty
32 long. Yep, 32 long. Gary on the... Oh, well done.
Great defence. Holly Johnston. 32 long. Not out this side, lads.
Good on her. She lifted well there. Looking for the follow. Oh, I think it was. Gary was actually looking for the follow there, but Kenneth Hill didn't follow through with it.
I want to make sure they make the most of this opportunity. Had a lot more sets on the line. Not really anything set up.
No. I think Gary does play a very ad lib game, but you're right, just in terms of cohesion. But I think at the moment they're trying to play a lot of lateral ball, but quite fast ball. Where if their attackers just sit a little bit deeper in the pocket and give themselves a little bit more time, and maybe just try to run Nelson a little bit more.
Here he is, Simon Anderson, and that's the thing I said it at the start. If Manawatu don't stop Nelson through the orange zone, Nelson will just run over you. I've unfortunately had the unfortunate pleasure of it happening to, lucky. Looks like there was a little bit of a forward pass, I'm thinking.
Yeah, very fortunate there for Manawatu. I thought there was a very nice setup there by Nelson. But, I take what you mean. Nelson's one of those teams, they just keep coming at you, and they never stop. And they really do put your defence under pressure.
As we see here, Simon Anderson probably was a little bit forward there. So Manawatu get away with one there.
It's important here that Manawatu keep it clean coming through this through the zone and get their transitions on, get the right people on, make sure that that they've got the right attacking pod on and find the right target.
Just again, doesn't look like really much was on. 32 pick, step back to the middle. Bit of a clustered short side, and now sort of playing.
Can they find air?
Touch and pass there on the end.
Very good, scrambled defence there from Nelson. Nobody really breaking, keeping their connections, and there's a lot of lateral movement there. But they held it together. Nobody panicked.
I think the thing is though, Manawatu are moving laterally, but the defence isn't. They're staying relatively where they are, and that's what Manawatu are going to really need. As we see Anderson get on the outside of the link defender, passes back into Anderson. I would have loved them to pass to the other Anderson, and I could have got them all in. No, we've seen Ben Anderson pass the ball off to Henry Anderson, who goes in for the fifth for Nelson. Just simple outside on the link girl defender. Unfortunately, got all the gas in the world, as you said. New Zealand mixed touch player. Back into Henry Anderson for the touchdown.
Nice support lines though, right? So when as soon as somebody goes, Nelson has just got someone else in place and in the right place. So if Manawatu don't stay on top of this game, it could very quickly break away from them.
Angle plant again, as we said, being very consistent with this. If you're not sure what I mean by angle plant, when you're rolling the ball, you must make sure your shoulders, both of them, are parallel to the try line that you're heading towards. Sometimes players, when they're heading on an angle, they tend to stay on that angle rather than squaring their shoulders back up. Third touch, subs on. Anderson again, Anderson off to Anderson. We tend to see Henry and Ben together in a little bit of a pod there, and Simon, he's generally with Tony, the number 2 from Nelson.
Yeah, looks like Nelson's found some comfort in attacking the two girls side. We've just seen in their transition, they're moving the ball over to that side to really stretch it open, and it's a nice little conditioning play, and they went back that side again. So let's see if that's a bit of a pattern that the coaches seen. As we see the pick up there from Stringer. Good composure there by the winger.
A lot of times I hear people talking about what defence they can do better on the scoreline to try and shut that attack down. You're not going to shut a really good attack down, so what you have to do is you have to limit the amount of attacks that they have on the line. The only way you can do that is shut the yards down. So it's going to take attitude and effort. And they talk about it in rugby that defence is about attitude. Well, it's the same way in touch when it's the yards, because that's the hard part of the game when you're trying to sprint backwards and someone else is sprinting forwards. 6-2, halftime hooter goes as we just have the last touch here. I can't imagine too much adventure will happen. And there we have it, final for our first live stream game of the last day in the open mixed semi-final between Nelson and Manawatu. Nelson with the lead, 6-2. Well done, team. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good work. Yes, good side step. Excellent. Moving forward. Well done. Well done, team. Good.
for Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, but mahi never stops. Thanks, mate. Okay, team, come on in. Let's go. Let's huddle up. Bring it in, guys. Nominate your homegrown hero today. 1, 2, 3, 3!
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
It starts with touch.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
Kia ora te iwi, and welcome back to the first of our live stream games, the semi-final between the Nelson Open Mixed and Manawatu Open Mixed teams. 6-2 at half-time, and I think the big difference, what's not a difference, is the quality of the attack on the scoreline. The difference is the yards, and Rod, we just discussed it at half-time. Nelson's yards are just too lethal, and Manawatu are almost on their heels, backpedaling that whole way into their scoreline, and something that they'll need to fix.
Yeah, well, Nelson understands where their strengths are, right, and they've got some very, very fast players in there, and you know, a lot of cohesion, obviously, between the Anderson boys. So, you know, they know that, and they're certainly utilising that to the best of their ability. So, you know, good on them. Manawatu's going to have to do a lot of work to try and win back that orange zone, and when they do get down there to attack, just find a little bit more cohesion in the attack plays that they are running, as we see Nelson moving in here. Oh, in the right place at the right time, step right up into the lane. Let's see who's got the legs on this one here.
Yep, unfortunately there's an Anderson on the field, and they're the three fastest people at Ongley Park, so that was a great effort there from the 14 from Manawatu. Arana Murphy. There's Manawatu hot on attack. This will talk about that first set after half-time being one of the key sets. Well defended. Manawatu now. At least it looks like there's a little bit of a plan here. Really try to get that ball tight to the left-hand side, left-hand attacking side. Fourth touch, 2 to go. They'll want to set something up here. Simeon Governor working with Reese. Not too happy with the outcome there.
No, and he shouldn't be. To be honest, you know, at the end of the day, you don't get too many times down this end of the park, so you've got to make each one a gem. So, you know, he won't be happy, but now he's got to turn around, flush that, turn around, and start controlling these yards through the field.
Rod, I talked about Manawatu needing to stop the yards of Nelson. Now it's easy to point that out and say what they need to fix, but as we just see, Anderson going short side. Nice defence here from Manawatu, way better. But how do you fix that? How do you stop a team whose strength, whose just whole DNA is great yards? What do you need to do as the Manawatu?
Yeah, well, every now and then, we've spoken about it earlier, just about challenge touches and needing to identify when you are under the pump, just to, you know, maybe take one of those. And I guess the cynic in me would say, you know, if there's an early rush on and it's early in the count, then, you know, maybe give up the penalty on it. You know, maybe a little cynical. But as we see Manawatu, nice little ball up over the top there. But, you know, these are the things that they need to think about. And I've certainly seen teams who back their defence on the line in the red zone just, you know, go passive and just suck right back into a place that they're comfortable in. So, you know, there's a number of strategies you can use to deal with it.
We've seen Mana Timoti really good there on the end, but it was that yards flowing into it. Simeon Governor working in the middle with Hewitson, Tagamaival. I'd love to see Timothy on the ball a little bit more, just from what I've seen there. As we see Hewitson, unlucky. Good attack though, like everyone was on the same page. Yep, didn't get the catch. Obviously that's what we need to do, but there was something there, and they actually had the Nelson team under pressure. But straight away what we've been talking about, that attack, that's the second touch over halfway. That's just way too much of an advantage that Manawatu are giving Nelson. Well, they're not giving it to them. Nelson are just making that happen, because this is how good they are at this facet of the game.
Yeah, I think what Nelson's doing is at the transition, the turnover, they're reacting really, really quick, and Manawatu's not having time to react on it. So a quick turnover can buy you a good 10 to 15 metres.
Big right to left long ball there from Simon Anderson. Not quite accurate enough.
No, I think that one was more about just trying to end the ball on the right side of the park and make Manawatu carry it across.
Much better set here from Manawatu.
We see Kylie Joe there moving into a very experienced player, been around for a long time, and she's controlling that wing side there and just making sure that everyone's doing what they should do at transition time.
Looking compact on that left-hand side as we see Riley in the link spot. Obviously setting up for that 32 peel. Really good touch there from the Nelson player. Oh, is this going to be called forward? No, as we see. Referee Sonia Wirihana step to the back and award it. Good start. Definitely needed to be the case for Manawatu, Rod.
Yeah, well, as you say, it was compacted over that side, and obviously Gary saw that and he read that well and just released along. So, good work to be honest. They had two options there. The link looked like he was in a nice little hole there too, but a very nice ball there by Gary Riley.
Surprised the Nelson defence sort of just held on their heels. There was really slow roll ball. If they all lifted up together, there would have been no option for that pass.
I think just with the little bobble in the ball there, I think they sort of just relaxed a little bit too much, and it caught them out.
Look, defence through the yards. Orange area for Manawatu work on, but what has been good in the second half is their scoreline defence, as they kept Nelson away. As we see here, Stringer got a back door, big right to left. Unfortunately, it's happened again. We see the 16 from Nelson, Jessie Matthews, step off the left to the scrambling winger and just gets inside her here. She see. Good scramble, unfortunately stepped off the left, and I talked to you about this on the first day around running to space where you're trying to cut someone off versus running to the person, and I'll always coach running to the person because you can't get stepped in. You might crash or you might not get there in time, but you can't get stepped. So something that I'm sure the coach of the Manawatu team are talking about, running to the person as opposed to the space where you might meet.
Absolutely, we see Manawatu here coming across long. Expected long. We're always gonna get the razzle dazzle from Manawatu, a very good short team.
Yep, unfortunately took an overlap into numbers just with that cutback, but probably could have scored as well.
Yeah, we don't see Nelson making too many mistakes through this part of the field. So for Manawatu now, it's all about making the most of this end of the field. You see their transition players coming on. Gary Riley back on the ball again. I'm expecting he's been along once to this right hand side, so more than likely he'll play there again.
This is why we make people step over the ball. This is why there's a rule that requires people to step over the ball, because you'll see Gary here not step over the ball, and what that allows him to do is to get forward a lot quicker, and just you add that to his great game in terms of low game, and then he scores down there. So got away with one there, Gary.
Yeah, I think there's a number of ways to perform that quickie too, Mai. Obviously, you're referring to stepping over the ball, and most times they step back. But the quickest way to the line is to move forward. So if the ball's on the ground, then move forward and make the most of it. And he tried his luck there, and it works for him.
Anderson to Anderson. Unfortunately, couldn't go to hand. Good defense from Nelson. 7-4, a little bit more of a contest. Just working themselves laterally across towards the sub-box. Kylie Joe taking the first touch. Oh, piggyback penalty there. No, I thought Manawatu were just struggling there, but now they have the opportunity to chill, get some subs on.
Probably went a little bit too lateral, too early for my liking. The first touch for me is about setting the tone. So if it's somewhere along the line, someone's got to move forward and create a bit of momentum for this set.
Let's go Manawatu, score a try here, so we can get close to that drop off. Timothy sweeps around the back. Hewitson, Tagamaiva off the left, off the right.
Very good work from the winger, Nelson winger on this right side here. She's stuck with it. She slid across and just took away that option from them.
Oh, what do we have? Sonia Wirihana says ball down, steps back. 7-5, here they come, Rod.
Yeah, you don't usually see that sort of defensive error from Ben Anderson. He just got held up here just a little bit, and you don't usually see that from him. Ball moved in, just a nice little fake, and just enough to send Ben on his way, and good on Mana Timothy there. Very well read, but Ben Anderson, he certainly won't be happy with that effort.
Just looking and hearing the Manawatu box now, just with a couple of tries back to back, you can see the energy really perk up, the comms coming out of the box. This has been an area of strength for Manawatu in the second half, as their scoreline defence. There's Nelson.
Yeah, it's important here that Manawatu just keep lifting off the line and putting pressure on the defense, on the attack. Nice lift by Gary Riley.
Tony Sproul coming around the back. Good lift by Gary, as you said. Shut them down. So really good work, Manawatu, on their scoreline. Working it away. This has been one area where Nelson have let them off a couple of times. A lot more discipline in the Nelson defence.
Rolls Paiwai just stretching the ball, allowing his players to come back on so they can set them into their fourth touch now. So it's go time. Let's see what Rolls Paiwai can do off the back of this. He's picked. Oh, he might have him here. You can see him getting. Very, very good defence. Unlucky, I thought Rolls Paiwai just held up just slightly. If he backed himself right from the start, maybe he could have carried on out the other side of that.
I think the number 10 stringer had a smirk on his face, thinking that Paiwai had him on the outside. Rod, I think he heard you say that. See Nelson straight back down. It's 3 touches, well over the 10-metre line in the attacking half. Anderson on the ball. As you see here, Patrick drops for Anderson. Anderson steps off his left. Again, good defence on the scoreline for Manawatu.
I like that link. Paige Lush, she's had an awesome game the whole day. She's been there defensively, very firm on it. Got a nice little smile there off the back of that penalty, but she's worked very, very hard for Manawatu, and she's won a lot of possession for them.
Yeah, costly penalty. That's 2 in the last 3 sets against Nelson. Not only do they get 6 sets from closer up the field, but just being able to calm down, get the subs on and off. And so we've got fresh people on now, as we see here. Timothy working with
sweep to a crushing back. No, he's going to have a go on the outside. Yeah, a lot of Manawatu is setting up at the moment. There's a lot of single phase. If you feed that cut, a lot of single phase stuff. It would be nice to see them just go to a second phase every now and then, off the back of a collapsing defence. So, and the way that they play, I think they might get some mileage out of that type of attack.
Yep, pretty dangerous ploy here from Manawatu, touching and running through the ruck. You need all 6 people in front of this Nelson team. Otherwise, not only can they run around.
There's our man Ben Anderson. He's got the legs.
What do we go here? Wilkins. Thought there might have been a penalty for offside, but as we see here, Sonia Wirihana signalling to the mark for a touch and pass. 102, 5-7, 2 behind. They definitely picked things up. They're winning the second half, Rod.
Yeah, in terms of momentum, I think it is with Manawatu, and they just need to just keep going about their processes. As we see Gary Riley on the ball now, I'm sure that he'll come up with something, but it's important for them just to not to panic. It's a long way to go. As we see Gary Riley on the pick, nice. Yeah, you certainly get an ad-lib game out of Gary. You never really know. It's difficult to read him.
Yep. If Gary doesn't know what he's doing, how's the defence supposed to? So I guess that's a good ploy. Oh, costly again. Manawatu can score here. That'll be 4 this half. 3 in a row. Nelson haven't been. Not only have they not got a touch, they haven't been across the score line. So as we see Riley here get the quickie, is this pass going to be called for? No. Probably a high risk play for so low in the count.
Early in the count, yeah, didn't need to be played at. Probably just a little short play, and Gary was very, very good at the quickie. Probably should have just gone to that. Tightened up the defence a little bit, and maybe looked to go a little bit wider on the third or fourth touch. So I'm sure the coach will be telling him about that. Portini Paiwai, the coach of Manawatu, will be telling him about that in the coaching box at the moment. Yeah,
you've talked about it a lot, Rod, as we see Simon Anderson pick on the back of that. Steps back, throws it to the wing. We've got a 2-on-1 out here. And unfortunately, a Manawatu winner in no man's land, having to mark the whole nation of Nelson by herself. Timely hit back for Nelson. They were on the ropes here for a little while. Massive right to left. No idea where he was throwing it to, but put it on the money.
Definitely a Hail Mary on that one there, but he did his work to pull them out. And I always feel for wingers in this situation. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But at the end of the day, the key thing is that you make a decision. And maybe she just got caught a little there, and she just should have just picked one and just went for it.
Really good thing by Demi Sultan there was that she squared. She didn't run towards the defender and make her job easy. So good work there, Demi Sultan from Nelson, the 13, as we get a reset here. Manawatu got any chance? They're going to need to score here, and this is the man to do it for me. Timothy works really well with Simeon Governor. Steps off his right, looks to go under. The thing for me with Manawatu, what I've seen here, is they seem to try and score off each touch, as opposed to what you talk about in sequencing things, manipulating the defence where you want them to do 1, 2, 3, and hitting them on that 4th or 5th. Simeon Governor on the outside.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Nelson, very traditional defensive team, so it's corners and shut stuff. So if you get, they will lift up off a phase. And if you can play that second phase on them, then the rewards will come. Hopefully they can identify that and maybe work there. But it's very important that they get they move up and they shut this down. Try and put a bit of pressure on Nelson and draw the turnover before they get too deep into the half.
Yep. Tried to play for something there, the number 14 from Manawatu. I don't know Murphy, but unfortunately, great call there from Tonya Wirihana. Look, I'm not going to call it, but it's going to be tough for Manawatu to come back here. They've had 3 opportunities in their last 4 sets down on the attacking scoreline. Probably just been a little bit too individualistic with their attack.
Never say never, Maya. Never say never. 4.5 minutes to go. It's important that Manawatu, if they want to get somewhere, they need to stop this one and work hard on defence.
Simon Anderson went short side. Is it just Ben of the brothers that's in the New Zealand system, Rob?
Yep, at this stage, yes. But they're all doing a great job out here. Obviously there's some chemistry with them. There's a lot of backyard stuff and
Wilkins. Yep, the number 5 from Nelson. Connor Wilkins dots over for 9-5. You said it's too early to say it's over. I'm saying it now as we see here. Connor Wilkins. Ben Anderson picks up, passes it to Stringer. Stringer offers right, past the face of Anderson, and Wilkins, beautiful touchdown. 9-5 Nelson. Riley's back on.
3.5 off a sweep. An early give, early release.
Forward pass, unfortunately, looked pretty. The thing I like about it, though, was organised. They obviously come on from the box after that touchdown, and they had a play in mind, as opposed to getting there and then seeing what happens. So
absolutely.
Manawatu look a lot more lethal when that happens. Unfortunately, a forward pass off the end of that. Nelson, just the area of strength. 3 touch without too much fuss.
You can see that they're conscious of where the clock is. That last touchdown, picked them up. So,
yep, that's the correct call. Good call there. As we see, Manawatu now 2 minutes 40 to go. Probably a mountain a little bit too high to climb. Still going hard all the way through to the end. Been impressed with the Manawatu girls, particularly in the yards. Strong ruckers. Hewitson, Talamaival. Fortunately couldn't link up there with Simeon Gardner. And just let's sit back and watch this set, because this is pretty what Nelson do.
Yeah, the good thing about it, Miles, is there's no panic in what they do. They run a little slider down the sideline there. Anderson away. Hewitson, Talamaival up to that one.
Yeah, great.
There's a man, Ben Anderson, stringer. Just putting a little bit of a stretch on. Oh, good work from the wing there.
Yeah, great choice there from the wingers. Wilkins set up his link. Good read by the winger. Shut it down. Anderson here getting the quickie. Looking to go under, is he? Might be a touch and pass. Minute 30 to go. It's this system that they've got the semi-finals. Unfortunately, this will be Manawatu's last game.
I'm not sure whether they play the third, fourth match. I believe they do.
Yep, third, fourth match. Had that confirmed. Just in my right ear here. Creeping into the last minute. Manawatu, hot on attack. It's going through here.
Nice
Great
feet.
cut.
Ooh. Nelson feeling a little bit more relaxed now, so we'll see how quickly they bring this ball back down the field, or if they use up the clock. A little bit of gamesmanship. So Nelson bringing it down. Ben Anderson with the ball, just easing his way down through the field. Stringer on. Nelson very good, just about going about their work and not panicking.
Look, I tell you, I know I'm already looking forward to the final. Not sure who's got there. We've got Auckland playing Otago in the other final, as we see Sproul going short side in the last 10 seconds. Be really interesting to see the result of that other semi-final, Rod, to know who we got. Will it be Auckland, who's won the last 5 million, it feels like, mixed open titles, or will it be Otago? If it is Otago, very similar game styles to Nelson.
Absolutely, and congratulations there to Nelson. Very well worth effort. They're on their way to the finals, as Maya has said. We await the results of the other semi-final. But congratulations to Nelson, 9-5 in the semi-final, and we eagerly await the result of the next match. It should be a boomer final.
Players, referees, 30 seconds. Players, referees, 30 seconds.
See the two teams here. Rod, one of them obviously a lot happier than the other. But as you said, Manawatu getting an opportunity. Their tournament hasn't finished, and they're the hometown team. Have the opportunity in a couple of hours' time to play for that third and fourth. Fourth don't get medals, third do, so there's still something to play for, as well as obviously the pride, and then to play for all your whānau that's come to watch. We're just looking into the huddle of the Nelson team, but sort of made the comment at the start of the game with regards to Nelson's yards. For me, that's just the difference, and they're just getting there too easy. Had so many touches down on that scoreline. Yeah,
they're definitely a momentum attacking team. And so it's important, to try and stem that way some way for whoever's trying to play them. And then you rightfully said it is difficult.
Sweet, as we see, we've got the man who never ages with us again, doing our interviews today. As I'm just going to throw it out to Georgie. Georgie, have you got me, mate?
Here we are at Onley Park, Palmerston North, and it's great to be back here in the capital of touch through history. What a big 3 days, and what a big night for the Masters. I think there's a few recovering on the sideline here, and they had a showstopper of a game here, and we've got Ben Anderson, the captain of the Nelson team. How are you feeling, my friend, taking that game leading into the finals?
Awesome feeling. We've been around or close for the last few years, so awesome team effort, and so grateful to have come through with the win, and yeah, looking forward to the final now.
Nice. You've been the team to beat, and you'll be in the finals, and Auckland will be hoping to be there to go for a 7-peat, is what I'm hearing, and you're looking to knock them off?
Yeah, that's the goal. We'll give it our best, and yeah, hopefully we can get there, but looking forward to it.
Nice. We wish you all the best. And is there anyone you want to shout out to at the moment?
Or my mate Connor Higgins, who's just moved to Australia. Would have been part of the Nelson team, but he's now watching on the live stream, so shout out to him, and cheers, Georgie.
Awesome, mate. To Connor, all the best over there. You're missing out on this great action, but I'm sure this man will bring you home a gold medal, or try to bring you home a gold medal. Let's start off with the saying for the day.
Touch. What a game.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.